Professor William Liebenberg explains that the global discussion around BRICS is heating up again, especially after financial author Robert Kiyosaki posted a bold message on X, formerly Twitter, predicting that a new BRICS unit could challenge the United States dollar and introduce a gold-backed settlement system among member nations. His post triggered widespread debate, but most people misunderstand what this unit actually refers to, how it might function, and whether it represents a real shift or simply speculation built on early concepts. The idea gaining attention is not a traditional currency that citizens would use in daily life, but rather a BRICS settlement instrument designed solely for cross-border payments between countries. In many proposals, this concept is called unit, and it is often imagined as a hybrid structure, partially backed by physical gold and partially supported by a basket of BRICS national fiat currencies. This gives it characteristics of both a commodity-based system and a multi-currency unit of account, which is very different from launching a single shared currency like the euro. Most speculative designs describe a model where unit would operate as a supranational tool used only between governments and large financial institutions, helping them settle international trade without relying on the United States dollar. In these concepts, the backing could include roughly 40% physical gold and 60% BRICS fiat currencies such as the Chinese yuan, Russian ruble, Indian rupee, Brazilian real, and South African rand. The intention is to combine a stable hard asset with diversified currency exposure to reduce volatility and increase trust. It is important to emphasize that no BRICS nation has officially confirmed the creation of unit. Public statements from BRICS leaders and official summit documents focus mainly on improving settlement rails, building regional payment networks, and increasing the use of local currencies in trade, not on launching a single shared currency. The absence of confirmation could mean the idea is simply not planned, or it could mean that any advanced design remains behind closed doors under broader strategic initiatives such as Operation Sandman, which some analysts believe coordinates long-term de-dollarization. Why would BRICS consider such a settlement instrument? One major motivation is reducing dependence on the United States fiat dollar, which dominates global reserves and international trade. This gives the United States significant leverage over global finance. A shared BRICS unit could allow these nations to settle their trade more independently, strengthening their monetary sovereignty and reducing exposure to United States financial pressure. Another motivation relates to geopolitical risk. Several BRICS members have faced sanctions or the threat of financial isolation from Western institutions. A neutral shared settlement tool could provide more resilience and shield them from disruptions caused by political decisions outside their borders. It would help ensure continuity of trade in energy, agriculture, minerals, and manufacturing across the expanding BRICS network. A third incentive concerns stability. By anchoring part of the backing to gold, historically one of the world's strongest stores of value, the BRICS bloc could introduce more predictability into their settlement process. Many of their national currencies face inflation or periodic volatility, and a partially gold-backed unit could build confidence among global markets, especially during periods of monetary turbulence. Finally, a unified settlement instrument would simplify intra-BRICS trade. Currently, transactions often require multiple conversions through the United States dollar or rely on intermediary single, shared unit of account for settlement would streamline international trade flows, reduce costs, and strengthen economic integration inside the BRICS alliance. In theory, it could accelerate the creation of a more coordinated economic environment across Asia, Africa, Eastern Europe, and South America. However, many challenges stand in the way. The biggest obstacle is the lack of official confirmation or detailed planning. While symbolic prototypes and draft ideas appear regularly online, the BRICS summits have not produced any real commitment to launching a unified currency. Their priority has remained improving digital payment systems and increasing local currency usage, not replacing national money. Another challenge is the enormous economic diversity among BRICS members. Each country has different levels of inflation, interest rates, financial regulation, and political priorities. Building a shared currency, even only for settlement, requires agreement on governance, rules, backing, convertibility, and liquidity. Achieving this across such diverse economies is complex and time-consuming. A final concern involves market confidence. For unit to succeed globally, countries and investors must trust that it can be redeemed, exchanged, and supported consistently. A mixed basket and commodity-backed structure with unclear convertibility rules may struggle to earn strong international adoption. Trust is everything in global finance, and without transparent mechanisms, BRICS may face skepticism from major economies. A major obstacle to any BRICS settlement currency is the lack of a unified institutional framework. Each BRICS nation follows its own monetary policy, capital control rules, fiscal strategy, and central bank mandate. Aligning these into a single governance structure for a supranational currency would require political sacrifice from every member. Some countries might resist surrendering even a small portion of monetary authority, especially if they fear that larger players could gain more influence over the system. Political friction also presents a challenge. While BRICS members cooperate on trade and development, they still compete for regional influence. Some governments may worry that a shared currency could tilt power toward the largest BRICS economies, particularly China. Others may prefer strengthening bilateral currency swaps or national digital payment systems rather than entering a deeply integrated monetary framework. These internal differences create uncertainty about how far BRICS is willing to go. If a settlement instrument such as UNIT were ever launched and gained broad acceptance, it could accelerate de-dollarization dramatically. Countries across Africa, Latin America, and Asia might begin holding UNIT, or its underlying basket, as part of their reserves, reducing reliance on the United States dollar. This would shift global capital flows and gradually establish a more multipolar financial landscape where no single currency dominates world trade. A partially gold-backed structure would also increase the strategic importance of bullion and commodities. Higher demand for physical gold to support UNIT's reserve backing could tighten global supply, push prices upward, and increase the perceived value of tangible assets over fiat-denominated instruments. This trend would reinforce global confidence in gold as a foundational hedge during monetary transitions. In such a scenario, risk across the global system would be redistributed. Countries holding large amounts of United States dollar reserves might face vulnerabilities if the dollar weakens. On the other hand, nations aligned with BRICS could experience greater insulation from dollar-driven volatility or sanction-related disruptions. UNIT could act as a stabilizing anchor for partners who prefer diversified foreign exchange exposure. Another consequence would be the rise of alternative settlement networks. If UNIT functions primarily on cross-border blockchain rails or regional clearing systems, reliance on dollar-centric channels such as SWIFT could diminish. Over time, this would promote financial multipolarity and weaken the dominance of Western banking institutions in global settlement infrastructure. In conclusion, the possibility of a BRICS gold-backed or basket-backed UNIT currency, highlighted in the warnings of Robert Kiyosaki, captures a powerful idea: a world where emerging economies trade, settle, and store value without depending on the United States dollar. The potential benefits are substantial, ranging from stronger monetary sovereignty to rising commodity relevance and more balanced global trade. Yet for now, UNIT remains speculative. Turning it into a functioning system would require deep trust, long-term coordination, and strong political will across very different economies. While the concept is worth watching, it remains elusive and unproven in official policy. Nonetheless, independent outlets such as Russia's Sputnik Globe and Watcher continue reporting on the concept, keeping global attention focused on the possibility of a future BRICS settlement unit. Many analysts respect Robert Kiyosaki's long-term forecasting track record, and his concerns reflect real shifts in global finance. But ultimately, we inform, you choose.